Run back in Washington, former U.S. President Bill Clinton predicts America's leadership in international development will survive if aid and relief workers focus on their work and not on Washington politics. Clinton spoke this week to leaders of more than 100 U.S.-based nonprofit organizations during a three-day conference in Washington. It was the first major meeting of international aid groups since President Donald Trump proposed cuts to foreign aid in his 2018 budget. Africa 54's Hayde Fitzpatrick was at the conference.
Bill Clinton came to Washington to speak not just as a former president, but as a humanitarian. He urged international development and relief workers at the Interaction Forum to stay the course and embrace globalism, despite the current dynamic of the us versus them political conflict.
We are passing through a perfectly predictable period of reaction to the rapid rate of change economically and socially all over the world, which leaves a lot of people feeling left out and left behind, economically, socially, even psychologically, feeling that the only response is anger and resentment.
Clinton did not mention President Donald Trump's name, but took aim at his proposal to scale back America's foreign assistance spending.
It's a bad thing if the government cuts USAID, because it's a little bit of money doing an outsized amount of good.
Mr. Clinton hailed America's long-standing commitment to helping the world's most vulnerable people, pointing to development successes in Africa and other parts of the developing world. He spoke directly to concerns by humanitarian and development organizations who are worried about proposed foreign aid budget cuts. The United States spends 1% of its federal budget, roughly $60 billion a year, responding to famine and natural disasters, as well as improving education, sanitation, medical care and equality for women around the world, primarily through the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID. The Trump administration is proposing to merge USAID into the State Department and slash spending by more than a third. U.S. humanitarian and relief agencies who rely on this money say gutting development assistance could have life and death consequences for the world's poor and put America's own prosperity and security at risk.
This is, in the broader scheme of the budget, not a huge chunk of money, and pays enormous dividends as far as our leadership in the world and just doing the right thing.
Millions of children are alive today that wouldn't be alive without the kinds of interventions that America and others around the world have engaged in, for instance, global public health.
I'm encouraged, though, by what the conversation was just last week with the Senate and the administration, with Secretary of State Tillerson, and really there was a lot of pushback from Congress.
Aid agencies hope bipartisan opposition from Congress will prevent dramatic cuts in foreign aid, though they do expect some reductions. Clinton advised NGOs to work smarter during challenging times and not lose hope.
Every time you do anything in this space, you will increase the necessary, or at least the probability that you get the necessary public support for what you're doing. And you will hasten the day when we will give up the us and them and realize, look, the world we're living in requires us to find positive-sum solutions.
Welcome words for aid workers from a former president widely regarded as an international development hero. Hayde Fitzpatrick, VOA News, Washington.